Start of this game. The ball is tipped and controlled by the Knights. Number 42, Gloyeski gets it and hands it off to the point guard, Jake Churchill, 5'10 sophomore. Churchill, guarded by Layton, picks up his dribble near the baseline, so has to kick it down low to Gloyeski. Gloyeski loses the ball and then travel,
Gloyeski has a 3-inch advantage on DJ Rogers, so they are doubling him with Nick Stacy, and that forced the travel there.
Stacy into the front court, gets the ball to Walden. Walden now to the top of the key to Felting. Down low to Rogers. Rogers throws it up off the glass. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Hahn.
Seemed like a forced shot there.
Yeah, Hahn gets it up court to number 24, Cody Christopher. Stacy down low to Gloyeski. They go again. This time move around DJ Rogers, up and over. No good for the shot. Now Nick Stacy in transition gets it to Colin Belting. He has a wide open three. Steps in from the lane. Takes a shot. No good. Rebound fought for it out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos, so the Knights will inbound.
I like the decision by Colin, though. He had the wide open three, but passed it up for a wide open 15-foot jumper. He still missed a 15-footer, but a good shot selection early in the game.
Churchill into the front court, guarded by Layton. Dribbles around the perimeter, picks up his dribble, and brings it around to Hahn. Hahn going to take his first shot of the night, an air ball three from the left wing, rebounded by Stacy. Stacy now looking to accelerate in transition, goes through the lane, through several Knights players, and throws up a shot that's no good. A foul going to be called, but I'll call it before the shot.
Yeah, the foul's on the floor, number 22, Matt Burke. That's his first team first.
And Layton will inbound on the baseline for the Broncos. Having some trouble, gets it out to Belting. Belting, guarded by number 22, Burke. Nice move to the left, draws some contact, throws up a shot, tried to get the roll for the but Belting will go to the line, looking to put the Broncos on the board. Fouls on Cody Christopher. His first foul of the game, team second. Colin Belting will have two shots. We're still scoreless here at the Crawley Center. A minute and 13 in, 6:47 left in the first quarter. As Belting takes his first shot, in and out, no good, so we're still scoreless.
And he has vastly improved on his free throws from last season. We mentioned a lot. Missed the free throw there, but this season just has been so much better from the line for Colin Belting.
That's absolutely right. He's really benefited from those morning free throw practices that Coach Radica runs. Second shot up, and this one nothing but net, giving the Broncos a 1-point lead early in this one. And now Nick Stacy steals the pass in transition, going to have a layup, kicks it to Colin Belting. Belting nearly loses it under the basket, throws it in, but a traveling violation called.
Not a very smart decision by Nick Stacy. He should have just went up with the layup and instead passed it to Colin Belting. He really wasn't expecting the pass and ended up traveling. But nice steal by Nick Stacy. Now the Broncos employing some full court pressure.
And the pass is on. They give it to Churchill. Churchill back to Gloyeski. Now Gloyeski to Burke, who gets it in the front court to Hahn. And Hahn has some pressure by Belting. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos, so the Knights will retain possession. 1-0, still your score with 6:27 left in the first quarter. As Burke inbounds the ball down low to Gloyeski. Gloyeski backs it out, gets it to the top of the key to Christopher. Christopher now to Hahn, who looks to penetrate but can't get past Belting, so he'll get it to Burke. Now Burke to a cutting Hahn down low on the baseline. Gives the Knights a 1-point lead, 2-1 early in this one. R.J. Layton running the point guard now for the Broncos, gets it in the corner to Courtney Walden. Walden goes up top to Belting. Belting's now DJ Rogers. Rogers with a nice move on the baseline, goes up strong over Gloyeski and scores. 3-2 Broncos.
For a physical move there, easy basket for Rogers.
Churchill picks up his dribble, moves across from front court, so he'll get it down low to Gloyeski. Gloyeski tried to go up and over Rogers. Rogers swatted it high into the air, and R.J. Layton came up with the rebound. And now a beautiful no-look pass from Nick Stacy to Derek Rogers, cutting in transition, and gives the Broncos a 5-2 lead. What a nice basket.
Early in the game, Derek's just playing an amazing game right now.
And now a transition three from Brett Hahn goes. The game is tied at 5-all with 5:25 left in the first quarter. Nick Stacy crosses the timeline, puts it on the floor to Courtney Walden, pulls up for a three in the corner, no good. The rebound, initially C.J. Rogers had it, but Brett Hahn ripped it away from him and got it to Christopher. Christopher now to Hahn. Hahn swings it around the perimeter from Burke into the corner to Churchill. Churchill back to Hahn, who drills another three, this time from the right wing. And the leading scorer getting it done early for the Knights, 8-5, just under 5 minutes left to play.
Hahn has all 8 of their points, and CC leads by 3. And now an offensive foul called on DJ Rogers. forearm on the screen, so he'll be replaced by Jason Washington.
Washington set to check in, as well as a couple substitutions for the night. And another thing that we forgot to talk about, guys, is the name that's absent from this night's lineup is Danny Anthrop. Anthrop was hurt in the football season, has a torn ligament in his thumb, so he cannot play for the Knights in this one.
The substitutions for Central Catholic, Andrew Hubert, the 6'2 sophomore, as well as number 20 Dalton Skees coming in, and then also Justin Ulmer into the game for the Broncos.
Hubert accelerates in transition, gets a wide open lane, throws off the glass and didn't go, but the rebound by Jason Washington. Washington gets to Stacy. Stacy now to Walden, wide open for a jumper in the corner, no good, but the rebound by Justin Ulmer. Ulmer kicks it back out to Layton. Layton now down low to Washington, right back out to Stacy, who resets near half court. Stacy looking for a screen from Washington, but goes the other way, gets it to Walden in the corner again for three. The opposite corner still can't go. And the score remains 8-5 in favor of the Knights. As Hahn crosses in the front court, he gets it to number 22, Matt Burks. Burks up top to Dalton Skees. Skees now to Hahn at the right wing, guarded by Ulmer. Hahn penetrates and kicks it out to number 32, Andrew Hubert's going to take a three off the mark, rebounded by Courtney Walden, and he'll hand it off to Stacy. Stacy now with a lob pass in transition to Justin Ulmer. Ulmer gives it back to Stacy. Stacy looking to penetrate now. A nice move up and over, but can't go. But Justin Ulmer gets the rebound and gets it right back to Stacy. Stacy again tries to penetrate, can't get around Hahn, so he'll pull up for a fadeaway jumper. Again missed and rebounded by Matt Burke. Broncos struggling offensively as they trail by three. Hahn running the point for the Knights, swings around the perimeter to Burke. Burke back to Hahn. He's going to pull up for a three from the top of the key. This one in and out and rebounded by Jason Washington. And now R.J. Layton up the court to Courtney Walden. Tried a little pro hop into the lane, threw up a shot, no call, and bucket didn't go. The rebound by Burks, and now 3-second timeout taken by Coach Dave Barrett. And the Broncos continuing to force under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Broncos going right to left on your radio dial. And the inbound pass goes to Skees. Across the top court, guarded by Belting. Up top now, he'll get it to Churchill. Churchill's double teamed in the corner and picks up his dribble, so he gets it to Hahn. Hahn near half court. Feeds it to Skees. Skees on the corner to Hubert. Hubert to Hahn. Back to Hubert. Now down low to Glorieski. Glorieski gives it on the wing to Churchill, and Churchill's triple team on the baseline finds a wide open Dalton Skees under the basket, who lays it in to give the Knights a 5-point lead. R.J. Layton looking to slow the tempo a little bit for the Broncos, brings it into the front court and gets it up top to Colin Belting. Belting back to Layton, who goes down low to Washington. Washington gets the double team, kicks it right back out to Belting, who takes a three from the top of the key and again can't go. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos, so again the Knights will inbound.
And that was a good look from Jason Washington. He drew the double team, as Dustin mentioned, what he would do, but he kicked it after Colin Belting. Belting missed the three, and then the rebound was tipped out of bounds by the Broncos.
2 minutes left in this game. Knights leading 10-5. As Dalton Skees brings it in the front court, and he hesitated to get the pass off and is called for a travel violation, and now for more substitutions.
Nick Stacy checks in for number 10, R.J. Layton, and number 12, Courtney Walden, comes in for DJ Rogers.
On the floor now for the Broncos, Ulmer, Walden, Stacy, Belting, and Washington. Stacy across the half court, gets to Belting. Belting down the corner to Stacy. Stacy down low to Washington. Washington goes up strong over Glorieski. Can't get the roll, in and out again for the Broncos. Jake Churchill running the point for the Knights. Gets it up top to Hahn. Hahn puts the pass on the floor to Skees. Skees dribbles around the perimeter and gives it up top to Churchill. Churchill going to pull up for a 15-foot jump shot. Swish, nothing but net, and gives the Knights a 12-5 lead with a minute 16 remaining in the first quarter. Really disappointing showing so far in this first quarter by the Broncos, and Nick Stacy looks to do something about it. Penetrates and kicks it out to Justin Ulmer, who's going to take a three, again off the mark. And the rebound by Justin Ulmer. Ulmer wide open on the way and goes up reverse and gets the score to 12-7 with a minute left to play in the first quarter. Now Churchill gives it to Steve. And Courtney Walden steals the ball from Steve. Immediately hands it off to Nick Stacy. Stacy in transition. Thinks about going down low, but dribbles back out and gets it to Beltink, the left wing. Beltink working on Hahn. Gets around him and gets it to Justin Ulmer. Ulmer bobbled the pass, but threw it up and got it to go off the glass. One possession game with 30 seconds left, 12-9 in favor of the Knights.
And since Ulmer came in, Hahn has not scored a point. And he's also scored 4 points for the Broncos.
And having some trouble getting the pass off to Churchill near half court, so he gives it to Hahn, and Hahn gives it right back to Churchill. Churchill now gets around Stacy for a wide open lane, so Stacy fouled him before he could score. Now a couple more substitutions set to come into this game.
For the Knights, number 12, that's Austin Munn. And then also number 24 comes back into the game, Cody Christopher. And who's the other substitution? Number 22, Matt Burke coming back in. And then R.J. Layton coming back in for the Broncos.
Layton guarding Churchill, running a point for the Knights. Looks to go on the baseline. Draws a little contact, but loses the ball out of bounds. R.J. Layton with good defensive pressure that forced the turnover with 6.5 seconds left in the first quarter.
So now Stacy comes back in for Layton. Already some offensive, defensive substitutions. 6.5 seconds left in the first quarter.
Belton getting out to Stacy. Stacy dribbling with some urgency. Gets through all the CC defenders. Throws up the shot. Looks like it was going to go, but it bounced out. And I think there's going to be a foul.
There is a foul on Hayden Goyeski, a blocking foul. So Nick Stacy, with no time remaining in the first quarter, will have 2 free throws by himself at the foul line to our left. 12-9 to score, and Nick can make it 12-11 with these 2 free throws.
Stacy highs and flies his first shot. Nothing but net. Brings it to a 2-point deficit for the Broncos, as both teams are on their respective benches watching these free throws. Second one up and good. Stacy gets a pair and cuts it to within 1. At the end of the first quarter, the score is 12-11. Central Catholic is about to get underway. Sam, I'll turn it over to you for play-by-play.
Thank you, Jay. Broncos inbounding, trailing 12-11. They won a 6-0 run in the first quarter. CC setting up in a 2-3 zone. R.J. Layton trying to set up the offense. Layton over to Walden on the left wing. Now to Stacy. Deeper into the corner. Stacy brings it back out. Walden, top of the key, over to Layton on the right wing. Now at the free throw line for Washington. Kicks it out. Stacy hits a 3. Broncos on a 9-0 run, and they have the lead 14-12 and a steal. Stacy will pull up in 15 feet. No good. Rebounded by number 12, Jake Churchill, and a foul on Nick Stacy. But great sequence there by Stacy, where he hit the 3, got the steal. Unfortunately missed the jump and then called for a foul. So a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. And that's Stacy's second foul. Third on the Broncos. So Justin Ulmer played a very good first quarter. Guarding Brett Hahn and scoring 4 points, comes back in.
As soon as the Knights go to the 2-3 zone, the Broncos pass around it well and get it to one of their best three-point shooters.
So Churchill guarded by Layton. Churchill back to Burst on the top of the key to a cutting Hahn. Hahn will pull from about 10 feet. He's fouled. The basket's no good, but he'll have 2 free throws. Hahn had the first 8 points for CC. And then Ulmer came into the game, shut him down from that point on. But now he is back at the free throw line, opportunity to score. We've mentioned a few times he averages 22.2 points a game. And it's such a weapon for the Knights. His first free throw is up and nothing but net. Score 14-13, 7:20 remaining in the first half. Broncos did trail 12-5. We're on a run to end the first quarter and into the second quarter to actually take the lead. And now Hahn's second free throw is up and good, tying the game at 14. Now some full court press put on by CC, but the Broncos put the ball into Layton, and it was just some token full court pressure. So Layton comes to the timeline, dumps it down low to Washington. Washington, an easy layup. Give the assist to R.J. Layton and a bucket for Jason Washington. Now Hahn in transition, back to Churchill. 16-14 now to score, 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Churchill to Hahn. Hahn a wide open 3 after he cut and misses it off the back of the rim, rebounded long to Colin Beltink, who hands it off to senior teammate R.J. Layton, who jogs up the court, ready to set up the offense for Courtney Walden. Walden 0 of 4 in the first quarter. Tries to pull up from the baseline and gets it blocked out of bounds. So the Broncos will retain possession, and a substitution for the Broncos.
Number 32, DJ Rogers, comes in for number 50, Jason Washington.
So now Layton inbounding under the Broncos basket, gets it into Courtney Walden. Walden a wide open 3, hits his first basket. Great time for Courtney Walden to hit his first basket of the night. 19-14 the score, 6:39 remaining in this first half. Now at the other end, Christopher drives in, pulls up from 15 right over R.J. Layton. Heavily contested jump shot, but it was good for the 6-foot senior. 19-16 now the score. Layton quickly in transition, kicks it out to Almer. Almer to Belting. Belting at top of the key, drives in, going up. A lot of contact, in and out. Fight for the rebound, controlled by DJ Rogers. He misses. And the rebound comes out to Courtney Walden, who passes it over to Layton to set up the offense. Back to Walden on the right wing. Walden will get a pick from DJ Rogers and pulls up just inside the arc. That's an open jumper. Courtney Walden hits again.
2 shots in a row for the senior, and Broncos starting to look a little bit better offensively.
That's right, and now CC trailing by 5. On the left wing gets a pick from Glojewski. Looks for the roll to Glojewski, but instead gets over to Christopher. Christopher will pull up the 3. Guarded by Belting. The 3 is missed. Rebound sophomore controlled by DJ Rogers, who hands off to Layton. Layton with 2 consecutive starts in the past 2 games. Dumps it down low to Rogers. Rogers trying to back down Glojewski. Turns around baseline, about 5-foot jumper. Missed short, rebounded by Glojewski, the 6'4" senior for Central Catholic. Now hands off to Churchill, the 5'10" sophomore point guard. Drives in. A nice up and under move by Churchill around Layton. There's not much you can do with that move by the 5'10" sophomore. 21-18 the score, 5:16 remaining in the first half. Layton to Walden. Walden has an open 3. Surprised he didn't take it. Gets a pick, and now he'll take an open 3 and hits. Courtney Walden has hit 3 consecutive shots. And Coach Jay Barrett's going to take a timeout. It's a full timeout.
Broncos on a 19-6 run right now, giving Jensen the momentum and the advantage in this game.
It's a great point, Dustin. Walden has hit 3 consecutive shots, and out of the timeout. Cody Christopher dribbles up the court. And he's guarded by R.J. Layton. The Broncos settling into a 2-3 zone. And now Skis on the baseline. Misses. Rebound fought for, controlled by Austin Munn, but he was out of bounds. So Austin Munn into this game almost gets the rebound, but it is out of bounds. So the Broncos will inbound. 24-18, 4:54 remaining in the first half. And J.D. you mentioned it, a 19-6 run for the Broncos. They have looked stellar in the past about 6 minutes. So now Layton for the Broncos, guarded by Skis, into the corner to Almer. Almer drives in. He has 4 points on the night and misses there. And now the rebound goes out of bounds. Almer frustrated that he could not get it, so the possession will go to CC.
Almer has gotten a little bit more playing time in the last couple of games, and has really made an impact, especially on the defensive end for the Broncos.
Layton guarding Christopher with some full-court man-to-man pressure. Now Skis on the left wing, guarded by Walden. Nowhere to go, so he gets it to Munn. Now into the corner, Christopher down low to Skis, and Skis is fouled by Courtney Walden. And Walden gets up a little slowly as he hits the floor, but it's not a shooting foul, so that's the first foul on Courtney Walden, 15th foul. CC inbounding under the basket. It's Christopher. Christopher gets it into Hahn. Hahn an open 3 and connects. And Hahn back on track after scoring the first 8 for CC. Finally gets his next basket. Now Layton in transition for the Broncos. Down low to DJ Rogers. What a great look from R.J. Layton. He's just been on fire at the point in the past 2 games. Now in transition, Austin Munn for 3. Little long. Rebound controlled by DJ Rogers over Glojewski. Great rebound. Colin Belting now with it, gets it to R.J. Layton. R.J. Layton already at least 2 assists in this game. Walden down low to Rogers. Rogers out to Almer. Almer for 3. Almer hits, and Justin Almer with 7 points. Broncos lead 29-21. Christopher now for Central Catholic into the corner to Hahn. And a moving screen on Austin Munn. That's an offensive foul and a substitution for the Broncos.
Number 50, Jason Washington, going to come into this game to replace DJ Rogers. Comes to the bench very fired up, and he should be, as the Broncos are now in the midst of a 24-9 run. As well as Matt Burks comes into the game for the last second for the Knights.
R.J. Layton dribbling up for the Broncos over to Walden, to Belting at the top of the key. 4 seniors and Almer, the junior, in the game, and Belting got fouled on the floor. That'll be the 5th CC foul. It's on number 24, and that's Cody Christopher. So it's Christopher's 2nd, and so he will be replaced by Jake Churchill. Broncos inbounding. R.J. Layton under the basket, gets it to Belting, down low to Washington. Washington goes up, loses the ball out of bounds. Unfortunate break there for Washington.
So now number 10, Jake Churchill, will re-enter this game to replace Cody Christopher, 6'6" senior.
3:30 remaining in the first half. 29-21, Broncos lead over Central Catholic. R.J. Layton guarding Jake Churchill. Now to Munn. Munn to Hahn. Hahn on the baseline, guarded closely by Justin Almer. He's done a great job on Hahn. And Munn with a traveling violation. That's his 2nd consecutive turnover, and the Broncos have possession.
What a turn of events here at the Frolic Center. The Broncos have been playing great basketball for about the last 9 minutes and showed strength in the face of adversity as they were down 7 points early on their home floor.
R.J. Layton running the offense tonight, and he gets it to Courtney Walden. Walden gets a pick. Now to Colin Belting on the roll. Belting going up. A lot of contact. No foul called. Fight for the rebound. It's controlled by Christopher. Now 2-on-1. Munn to Churchill. Churchill has the layup. It was contested by R.J. Layton, but the layup is good. 29-23 now the score. 2:52 remaining in the first half, and Layton has ran the point for almost all this game as Nick Stacey's on the bench with foul trouble. Layton driving in, kicks out to Walden. Walden has got 3 consecutive shots. Now to Belting at the top of the key. Gets a pick down low now to Washington. Washington backing down Glojewski, and that's an easy basket for Jason Washington, backing down the 6'4" Glojewski.
Great move by the big man.
And so now Burke at the other end to Churchill. Churchill fakes, now dribbles, picks up his dribble, and over to Burks. Burks to Munn on the right wing. Back up top to Churchill. Churchill will pull up from 3, no good. Rebound controlled by Jason Washington. Now to R.J. Layton. Layton looking to push the tempo in transition. Still driving to the lane. Little floater, no good. Rebound. Jason Washington dribbles once. Puts it back up, no good. Glojewski with the rebound. A missed opportunity for the Broncos. And that basket could have put it in double figures. Instead, it's 31-23. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Down to the corner to Burke. For Central Catholic. Back to Munn. Now to Churchill. Churchill spins around R.J. Layton. Fakes. And gets Layton off his feet. And that's an easy lay-in for Churchill. 31-25 the score, 1:44 remaining. Layton crossing the timeline, tries to pass it down low, gets it blocked. Layton gets it back, passes it to Colin Belting. Colin Belting goes up and is fouled by Brett Hahn. Brett Hahn falls to the floor hard, but it's called for the foul, and Colin Belting will have 2 shots. The foul's actually on Glojewski. That's his second, team 6 on Central Catholic. So we'll be at the line for 2 shots. He's 1 of 2 from the line tonight.
Defensively, the Broncos really just done a great job as Colin Belting misses this free throw. And that's what's gotten them on this run and given them the lead in this game. They've just shut the down here in the second half of the second quarter. And meanwhile, they've just gotten really hot offensively.
A substitution for Central Catholic, number 32, Andrew Hubert, the 6'2" sophomore, comes in. And Colin missed his first free throw, but he has another, and he hits. So 2 of 4 from the line tonight, and a substitution in for the Broncos.
DJ Rogers checks in for Colin Belting. DJ Rogers playing a tremendous game so far.
Made some nice baskets so far for the Broncos, as well as good defense down low on the 6'4" Glojewski. Has 3 inches on Rogers. Now Churchill, the sophomore, guarded by the senior Layton. Over to Burke. Burke guarded by Walden, past Hip, but Churchill has it. Now Munn, and the ball is out of bounds. Rogers tipped it off of Munn's foot, and it went out of bounds. Another turnover for the night. 32-25 the score. Broncos lead. 1:20 remaining in the first half. Broncos trailed at one point 12-5, but have dominated since then. Now Layton for the offense for the Broncos. Down low to Washington. Washington gets it blocked from the 6'2" sophomore Hubert. And now in transition, Churchill kicks it out to Burke. Burke for 3 and hits. That's a big 3 for Central Catholic, cutting the lead to 4 for the Broncos. Under a minute now. And now Layton crossing the timeline, guarded by Churchill to Walden. Walden will pull up, no good. Rebounded by Washington, puts it back in, no good. Rush shot, sorry. Washington gets the rebound again. He's double teamed, gets it out to Almer, and the Broncos will reset the offense with 37 seconds remaining in the first half. Walden back to Almer. 30 seconds now in the first half. 32-28 the score. Broncos leading the Central Catholic Knights.
Broncos probably going to hold for 1 now as R.J. Layton holding the ball near half court.
He's creating space now as it was close enough to get a call, and now Layton is called for a travel as he goes into the lane. He was met with a double team and unfortunately traveled there in a turnover. So now 18 seconds left in the first half. Churchill dribbling up for Central Catholic, 32-28 the score. 12 seconds now as he crosses the timeline. And now a pass to nobody as he's looking for Hubert, but a turnover. Hubert was just standing there, and that's a bad break for Central Catholic as Hubert was just standing there watching the ball sail out of bounds.
Now with 9.4 seconds left, the leading scorer for the Broncos, Nick Stacey's going to re-enter after some foul trouble, and I can imagine that they'll be taking the last shot of this half for the Broncos.
If it's not him, it'll be Courtney Walden, who has been red hot here in this quarter. Now Almer dribbling up for the Broncos with 5 seconds left. Almer to Stacey. Stacey pulls up, well short, and as time expires in the first half, Belting cannot get the rebound to go in. So at the end of the first half, the Broncos, leading the Central Catholic Knights by a score of 32-28, will take a 2-minute
to stay disciplined on the defensive end and try and impact for his team. And the second half gets underway. Knights have the ball, and they get it to Munn off the inbound pass in the corner. Cody Christopher up top now. He gets it to the 22, Matt Birch. Birch going to pull up for a three-point shot off the mark with the rebound by Hahn. Hahn puts it up off the glass, goes and one, so he'll have a chance for no pass and three-point play.
And Casey had that rebound, but it was tipped out of his hands into the hands of Hahn, and then Hahn goes up, foul on Justin Ulmer, and Justin Ulmer is the only non-starter in this game right now. 9 of the 10 starters come back out for the second half, but Justin Ulmer is in for R.J. Layton.
So Hahn looks to complete the three-point play and does so. He is perfect from the line in this game with 3 for 3. Nick Stacy's running the point now for the Broncos. Across the top court and gets it to Justin Ulmer, who, as we mentioned, had 7 points in the first half. That's a career high. Ulmer gets it to Belting to the left wing. Struggles to get around to Christopher, so he'll get it back up top to Stacy, who resets near half court. Stacy puts the ball on the floor to Courtney Walden. Walden up top to Belting. Belting's looking to get something going. Gets it to DJ Rogers. Rogers now to Stacy. Stacy fakes penetration and kicks it out to Justin Ulmer. Ulmer back up top to Belting. Belting goes on the left side down the lane. Shot up and no good, but rebound by Justin Ulmer, who kicks it back out to Walden. Walden now to Stacy at the top of the key. Gets it to Rogers. Rogers with a nice move to get around Goyevsky and gets a pick down low from Nick Stacy for a wide open lay-in. That's the first point of the second half.
Great left to right crossover move by Rogers to get the easy shot.
Hahn with the ball down for the Knights. Gets it up top to number 24, Cody Christopher. Takes a three and off the mark. Rebounded by Stacy. Stacy in transition now accelerates up the court and gets it to Belting. Belting up top to Ulmer. Ulmer picks up the dribble and drags his pivot foot and is called for a traveling violation.
And that'll be the 4th turnover by the Broncos. He looks to get to Nick Stacy on a back cut, but just drags that pivot foot. We've seen those issues before where the Broncos just aren't completely in sync on the offensive side of the ball. So you see those travels every once in a while.
Christopher inbounds the ball now to Churchill. Jake Churchill, a 5'10 sophomore, running the point. Tried to get the pass on the floor to Birch, but it went off the foot of Nick Stacy, out of bounds. Knights will retain possession. Hahn sets inbound. Gets it in the backcourt to Churchill. Churchill guarded by Stacy. Crosses the timeline and gets it to Christopher. Christopher now gets the pass to Birch. Birch in the corner to Churchill. Churchill going to pull up for a three off the front end of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Ulmer. Ulmer gets it to the senior point guard Nick Stacy. Stacy right to left. Nice crossover move, but can't finish in the lane, and the rebound by Christopher. Christopher looks to score in transition. Now pulls up over Colin Belting, but it won't go. Belting comes up with the rebound, and then it's fouled.
An over-the-back foul going to be called on Cody Christopher, who missed the shot, and then went over the back of Colin Belting on the rebound. And that's Christopher's 3rd foul, so he'll be substituted for Austin Munn, the 6'1" junior, comes into the game.
Now Colin Belting sets the inbound for the Broncos. And he gets it to Stacy. Scores 34-31 in favor of the Broncos with 5:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Stacy comes up the left side of the court. Looks to get a pick from DJ Rogers. Nice pick and roll. DJ Rogers, however, could not finish down low. Had a wide open look and just went over the backboard. Churchill with the rebound, and Churchill with the pass in transition in the corner to Munn. Munn gives it back to Churchill. Churchill now with the lob pass down low to Goyevsky. Goyevsky goes up. Can't get the shot to fall, and Goyevsky's yet to score in this game. Now Colin Belting, the top of the key for the Broncos, gets it over to Courtney Walden. Walden takes a much contested shot, and it's short, rebounded by Goyevsky. Churchill now in transition, gets it to Hahn in the corner. Hahn calls for a screen and then picks up his dribble, so he'll feed Goyevsky down low. Goyevsky throws up the shot over DJ Rogers. Doesn't go, but DJ Rogers called for the foul. Goyevsky was in the act of shooting, so he will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight, looking to get his first point of the game.
And Jason Watson is set to return into this game, as well as R.J. Layton. I assume that Watson will be coming in for Rogers, who missed a layup on the offensive end, and then on the defensive end, gets called for a foul on Goyevsky, and Goyevsky scores for the first time tonight. And Washington and Layton coming in. Layton actually coming in for Colin Belting. So the lineup on the floor for the Broncos right now: Layton, Almer, Stacy, Walden, and Washington. 4 guards and the center Washington.
Goyevsky goes up for his second free throw, nothing but net, so Goyevsky has a pair for the first time tonight. Now, another substitution, Andrew Hubert, 6'2" sophomore, comes into the game for the night, and will replace Austin Munn. Justin Ulmer inbounds to R.J. Layton. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Broncos clinging to a 1-point lead, 34-33. As R.J. Layton gets it in the front court, he's up top, puts it on the floor to Stacy. Stacy in the left corner looking to make something happen. Swings it around the perimeter from Ulmer to Walden. Walden now bounce pass to Nick Stacy for a 13-foot jumper, and he gets it from the top of the key, giving the Broncos a 3-point lead. Churchill now with the ball, gets it over to Burks. Burks kicks it out to Andrew Hubert, takes a 3 off the mark, rebound, spot for it in. Brett Hahn gets in, goes up strong over Washington, bringing this game to within 1. In transition now, R.J. Layton with a pass in the corner to Courtney Walden. Walden out to Ulmer. Ulmer with a nice move up and over Hahn and scores off the glass. Ulmer has 9 points.
Surprising move by Ulmer there. He's just 5'9", goes over the 6'4" Hahn.
Now spin move in transition from number 10, Jake Churchill. And he's actually going to be called for traveling violation. 4:04 left in the third quarter. Justin Ulmer struggles to get it into R.J. Layton. The ball actually goes out of bounds immediately following the pass, but it was tipped by Andrew Hubert. So again, they will inbound. This time Ulmer gets it to Stacy near half court. The Knights back off as Stacy crosses the timeline. Stacy at the top of the key now gets it to Walden. Walden again with a contested shot from the wing and airballed out of bounds. Walden not taking a smart shot there in the second half.
Because of that, he will be replaced by Colin Belting. So Walden will take a seat. He's just 2 of 7 from beyond the arc, but he did hit some crucial shots in that second quarter.
The inbound pass from Hubert to Churchill. Churchill working on R.J. Layton, crossing half court. Picks up his dribble and gets it up top to a wide-open Matt Burks. He takes a 3 off the mark, rebounded by Jason Washington. Washington, I believe, already has 8 rebounds in this game with limited minutes. Layton gets it to Belting. Belting to Ulmer, and Ulmer now to Stacy up top. Stacy to a wide-open Belting for a 3-pointer in the left corner, airballed. Rebound by Hubert, and Hubert now gets to Churchill, knocks R.J. Layton to the ground. No call. Now they see Goyevsky down low. Goyevsky with a fadeaway jumper over Jason Washington and gets it. Goyevsky with 4 points here in the second half. And the Broncos cling to a 1-point lead, 38-37. Coach Radical wants to talk.
It's a 30-second timeout. The Broncos just struggle on defense.
Broncos moving left to right on your radio dial. Belting gets it into Layton. Layton now up top to Belting. Belting back to Layton. Layton down low to Washington. Washington right back to a cutting R.J. Layton right up the middle of the lane and gets the throw off the glass.
Layton's a small player on the floor at 5'7", goes over 6'2" and 6'4".
Now a pass from Churchill to Hahn. Hahn has the shot blocked. Nick Stacy almost lost the ball. And then Buchanan gets to R.J. Layton. And now I believe R.J. Layton stepped out of bounds. Oh, no, never mind. It was a travel violation. I apologize. And so the inbound pass to Churchill for the Knights. Churchill puts the ball on the floor to Goyevsky. Goyevsky double team. Gets the pass over to Hahn. Hahn going to pull up for a free throw extended jumper and gets, again, bringing the Knights to within 1. 40-39 at the Crawley Center. R.J. Layton to Nick Stacy in transition. Stacy gets a screen from Jason Washington. Shakes off the contact and goes up over Goyevsky. Gets the teardrop, giving the Broncos a 3-point lead. Now Hubert with the pass over to Hahn. Hahn takes a 3 from the wing. No good. Rebound by Jason Washington. Washington now to Stacy in transition. Stacy backs it out. Now nice reverse lay-in on the baseline goes for Nick Stacy. Stacy has made some big plays here in the last minute or so.
He uses the head fake, then goes up and under, or a reverse layup for Stacy there, giving the Broncos a 5-point lead.
Churchill working on Layton now. Double team picks up his dribble, so he'll get it to Hahn, the top key. Hahn around the perimeter, down the corner to Hubert. Hubert's going to take a three off the mark. Rebound foul by Goyeski and Washington. And Washington's going to be called for a foul there, going for the rebound.
It'll be Washington's first, team's third on the Broncos, and numerous substitutions for each team.
DJ Rogers and Courtney Walton into this game, replacing Layton and Washington, as well as number 22, Matt Burke, and number 12, Austin Munn for the Knights. So with a minute 24 left, the inbound pass to Hahn. He pulls up for a three-point jumper off the mark, tipped by Courtney Walton to DJ Rogers. Rogers gets it to Stacy, just crossing into the half court, front court. Now Belting to Rogers. Rogers working on Goyeski, kicks out to Stacy. Stacy now with a pass over to Justin Ulmer, who was not looking for the ball, and it goes out of bounds. A very poor pass there, and a really unnecessary turnover.
Just a miscommunication there, and another turnover for the Broncos. A minute remaining in the third quarter, 44-39, the score, Broncos leading.
Now they go down low to Goyeski. Goyeski gets it right back out to Hahn. Hahn with a spin move in the paint, throws up a shot, and it goes, but he's going to be called for a traveling violation.
And what a job Justin Ulmer has done on Brett Hahn tonight. Hahn has about 14 points, I believe, but he had the first 8 for CC, but Justin Ulmer came into the game and has done a tremendous job on Hahn since.
Stacy now crosses in the front court and gets it to Justin Ulmer. Ulmer to Belting, and Belting now to Stacy. Stacy on top to Walton, right back to Stacy near half court. Stacy tries to escape the motion offense for the Broncos. 24 seconds left, so Stacy's going to just hold for one for the Broncos here. 18 seconds left now. Stacy has not dribbled the ball, and now Matt Burke's going to approach and try to get a 5-second call started. 10 seconds left as Stacy goes to the left side of the court and gets a screen from DJ Rogers. Going to pull up for a 13-foot baseline jumper. Giving the Broncos a 7-point lead. Hahn inbounds the ball to number 22, Christopher. Burke. Burke took a shot.
He stepped out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds before he took the shot, so with 0.4 seconds remaining, the Broncos will have an opportunity, but just 0.4 seconds, so it'll be tough to get a shot off.
And we assume the clock is going to expire, so he just threw up the shot. Belting now with a lob into DJ Rogers. DJ Rogers didn't even get his hands on it. So the ball goes out of bounds, and that's how the third quarter will end. The Broncos have a 40 final quarter of play set to get underway. Sam, I'll turn it over to you for play-by-play action.
Thank you, Jay. Broncos with possession leading by 7. Nick Stacy crossing into the front court over to Walden. Walden to Rogers at the top of the key, guarded by Hahn, and a traveling violation called on DJ Rogers as he passes to Nick Stacy. Lineup on the floor for the Broncos is Stacy, Walden, Belting, Rogers, and Washington, as this is their traditional starting lineup since the Cyrus has gone out, but not the starting lineup tonight, as RJ Lake got the spot start. Christopher now for CC, over to Burke. Burke from top of the key to Munn, over to Christopher. Christopher thought about the 3. Now just hands it off to Hahn, the leading scorer on the night. Hahn drives baseline, right around Belting, and Stacy has an easy basket. And that's a full court pressure put on, so Stacy has to get it into Belting. Back to Stacy, 46-41 the score, 7:20 remaining. Now Walden, cutting Walden, loses the ball, and it's stolen by Goyeski. Now Christopher in transition had a wide open first, but throws it out of bounds.
What a turnover there. That really works out for Jeff. I mean, that was an easy bucket for CC. It was just too far of a pass. So, I mean, that really helps the Jeff advantage.
And because Colin Belting, Justin Ulmer played such a nice game in this game, he comes into this game, 7:15 remaining, and replaces DJ Rogers. So now Nick Stacy gets the inbound. He's walking it up the court, guarded by Burke. Now he's met by a double team, Christopher. Stacy loses the ball, but gets it back now over to Ulmer, back to Stacy. Stacy running the motion offense, trying to get an open look. Belting on the right wing to Walden. Walden thought about the 3, and now drives into the lane with it goes around the rim, a layup, missed, and now a foul call on Jason Watson over the back. And that's on Washington. That's his second, team's 4th. Central Catholic only 1 foul so far in the second half.
Washington, I mean, he's really been struggling. Other than rebounds, he hasn't been doing much. I mean, that's 2 fouls. And he's got a couple of assists. I mean, you wonder if the sickness is still playing a part in that.
That's right. He did not start that great point, Dustin. Now for Central Catholic on offense. Hahn, an open three from the top of the key. No good. Rebound controlled by Colin Beltink, and he'll hand it off to Nick Stacy. That was a crucial miss for Hahn, as that could have cut it to 2 with 6:30 remaining. Stacy setting up the motion offense. Over to Washington. Free throw line extended back out to Beltink. Beltink, top of the key, guarded by Christopher, not close enough for a 5-second count. Beltink dribbles out near the timeline, now hands it off to Stacy. Stacy gets a pick from Walden. Now the roll. Walden wide open for 3. In and out. Such a tough break there for Walden. That would have been a huge 3. And now in transition for CC. The ball's hit out of bounds by Colin Beltink as Christopher looks for the outlet pass. So Central Catholic will retain possession, 6:06 remaining, inbounding underneath their own basket. Gets into Munn. Munn misses a 3. The inbound comes in from Christopher. Rebound by Colin Beltink, and another 3-pointer miss. Now Washington in transition. Just a bad pass for the Broncos. Washington takes control and it goes out of bounds.
Broncos turnovers have really increased in the second half. I mean, we gave them credit at halftime for only having 2 turnovers, and I would bet that they've doubled that here in the second half.
Number 10, R.J. Layton checks in for Justin Ulmer.
And now for CC, Christopher dribbling up the court. Stacy goes to the steal, and now a fight on the ground for it. Stolen by R.J. Layton. Layton a 2-on-1 to Colin Beltink. Beltink lays it in. Gives the assist to Layton at 48-41.
Great pass by Layton there. Split 2 defenders straight up the Colin.
Now Munn in transition, a wide open 3, miss. CC's woes continue from beyond the arc, and the rebound is kicked out of bounds by Glorieski, and a substitution for CC.
Number 10, Jake Churchill will come in for number 32, Andrew Hubert.
R.J. Layton now for the Broncos, 48-41 the score. They have an opportunity to take their largest lead. Their largest lead was 8, 29-21. Layton crossing Cody Christopher, loses dribble now to Walden. Walden to Stacy. Broncos have to be smart in their shot selection. Down low to Washington. Washington, a turnaround jumper. It rolls around the rim, but Washington is fouled, and will have 2 free throws. And Washington, the entire Broncos offense has had some tough breaks at the Solly Center rim so far in this half.
Yeah, Courtney Walden's 3, a couple possessions ago, went in and out, and that's happened all night on both ends of the floor.
Now the 3rd foul on Hayden Glorieski, and the free throw is up and good by Washington. And so lineup on the court for the Broncos right now, all seniors, R.J. Layton, Nick Stacy, Colin Beltink, Courtney Walden, and Jason Washington. And the Broncos have their largest lead of the game right now, and it could get even larger with this free throw. It is good. 5:14 remaining, Broncos leading by 9, 50-41. CC has really struggled, and Burks goes out of bounds. Just a mental error there as he was running up the court. He got the ball and just stepped out of bounds.
While I said that the Broncos have had several turnovers here in the second half, CC still continues to turn the ball over continuously.
Layton guarded by Christopher into the front court. Layton driving all the way in. Dump down low to Jason Walsh for a 2-handed slam. It's an 11-point game and another assist for R.J. Layton. Timeout, Central Catholic. Broncos leading by 11, 4:57 remaining.
That's an awesome play by Jason Washington. Like we mentioned, this has not been his night, but that...
Burks will be inbounding. Unfortunately, we don't have real-time stats like we have had earlier in the season, but CC just seems like cannot hit a 3-point shot in this half. Now Christopher on the wing, down low to a cutting Churchill, and a great play out of the timeout, and gets a wide-open layup, putting it to 9. Broncos can't seem to get the inbound in, but finally get into Layton. Layton accelerates past Christopher, drives in, and fakes the pass to Jason Washington, goes up for the layup and misses. Would have been a great layup, and still a good look for the senior. Churchill at the other end, drives in, kicks it out. Christopher a 3, misses, another missed 3. Rebound, ball forward controlled by the point guard. That's Churchill. Out to Hahn. Hahn goes into 3, miss, and kicked out of bounds. Out of bounds by Nick Stacy, but it looked like it was over the back ball.
Number 32, DJ Rogers, will check in for number 50, Jason Washington.
There was actually not an over the back call, but there should have been. Is what I was trying to say on that rebound. But the inbound comes into Hahn. Hahn, a 15-foot jumper and a quick 4-0 run, cutting the lead for the Broncos to 7. 52-45. Now Layton in transition from the Broncos over to Rogers. Rogers pump fakes, goes up, gets it blocked by Hahn up the backboard. And CC has another opportunity. Hahn will pull up. Long-range three, miss. Churchill with the putback, no good. Churchill with another putback is fouled by DJ Rogers. The Broncos are getting out-rebounded in the past two possessions.
And the Broncos get out-rebounded Knights at halftime, 22-18. And have continued to do so in the second half, except in the last couple of minutes. And the Knights are really fighting for as many possessions as they can get, realizing that this game is coming down to crunch time.
So a 4-0 run, trailing by 11 for CC, and now making a 5-0 run as Churchill is at the line, and a substitution for the Broncos.
Number 30, Colin Belting, will come in for number 34, Justin Ulmer.
And so Churchill has another free throw. He's a 5'10 sophomore. 52-45 is the score. It should be 46. And the second free throw is good, so that cuts it to a 5-point game. Scoreboard shows 6. 3:54 left. And Stacy driving in, kicks out to Beltink, over to Layton. Layton at the top of the key, over to Walden. Walden bottom up the three, now into the corner to Stacy. Stacy drives in, is fouled on the baseline. Now the scoreboard is correct. 52-47, 3:43 remaining in the game. Broncos leading by 5. Just a couple minutes ago, they led by 11. Foul is on Burke, his second, team's third. Broncos inbounding Layton underneath the basket. It's into Stacy. Stacy in the corner. Back out to Belting. 3:40 remaining. Now back to Layton. The Broncos look to get a shot within this motion offense. Layton to Stacy on the right wing. They don't try to get down low, but Stacy drives in. He'll pull up from about 10 feet and hits, and that'll end the run for CC. Getting the deficit back up to 7 for the Knights. Christopher crossing into the front court. He's guarded by Stacy. CC just cannot hit a three in the second half, and that one's badly missed by Hahn, but the rebound goes to Churchill, and the Broncos are just not blocking out on these three-point attempts.
Yeah, that's showing it in the rebounding total here in the last couple of minutes. And foul on R.J. Layton there. His second foul. Jason Washington will come back into this game to replace DJ Rogers.
Hopefully Washington back into the game will help this rebound discrepancy in the past couple of minutes. Churchill can't get the inbounds and finally gets into Hahn. Top of the key back over to Churchill. Churchill takes down low to Goyeski, a wide open layup as Washington overplayed the pass. Now it's a 5-point game. The inbound comes in to Layton. Layton drives past Christopher and is guarded closely by Hahn. A lot of contact there. Now to Stacy, a wide open three, in and out, rebounded by Churchill. 5-point deficit for the Knights, and they have an opportunity to cut it to 2, but it's stolen by R.J. Layton. Layton to Stacy. Stacy in transition is fouled on the floor. Stacy had the open layup, but was fouled before he accelerated into the lane, and so that'll be the 4th foul on CC. The foul is on Jake Churchill, his first. So resetting the game, 54-49 the score. Broncos leading, 2:46 remaining. And now Layton cutting off the inbound down low to Stacy, and now Stacy will just reset it. Neither team in the bonus, but Stacy will pull up from 10 feet and miss. Rebounded by Burke. Burke's in transition. It's 3-on-2. Hahn goes to the basket. A charging foul on Colin Belting.
Huge play by senior Lord. Fires up the crowd as well as Belting. Belting hasn't really gotten it done very much in the scoring end like he did 2 years ago when he had a career-high 23 points, but they're doing a great job to draw the charges now.
So Belting trying to get the inbound in. He will just call a timeout. 2:31 remaining. Broncos lead 54-49, and they have possession. It is a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be back here from the Bronco basketball.
Broncos lead 54-49 as Colin Belting gets set to inbound.
And Belting trying to get the pass in. Can't find anybody. Finally gets it in to Stacy. And it's a full court pressure put on by Burke, but Stacy takes him one-on-one and will cross into the front court. 2:23 remaining. Broncos leading by 5. Stacy pulls it back out. Now over to Jason Watson on the baseline. Back to Stacy. Broncos one led by 11. Now it's down to 5 points, but they do have possession. Back out. And now the pass is stolen by Cody Christopher. The pass from Stacy to Layton was stolen. Christopher pulling up from 10 feet and missed. Rebound is fought for. There's a fight on the floor. Jump ball. We'll see who the possession goes to. It'll stay at this end with CC. That was a big turn for the Broncos with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Now 2:04 remaining on the clock. Churchill will inbound. The 5'10 sophomore starting point guard for the Knights. An opportunity to cut to 2 points, but CC has not hit a three-pointer in this fourth quarter. They've really started from the field. They were 4 of 11 in the first half. We don't have stats since then, but Hahn out of the inbound hits about a 16-foot jumper from the baseline. That's a 3-point game under 2 minutes remaining. Stacy Passes into Layton. Layton will slow it down and gets in the front court. And Cody Christopher is called for a foul on Layton. And so Layton will go to the line and one. And that's the fourth. That's the fourth on Cody Christopher. Actually, it's only the sixth foul, so not quite yet in the bonus. From here on out, both teams will be shooting free throws, 1-1 at least. And that comes into Jason Washington back out to R.J. Layton. Christopher has 4 fouls, so he has to be careful guarding Layton. Man-to-man defense for CC. Down to the corner to Belting. Minute 40 remaining. Belting almost loses it. Belting down low to Layton. Kicks it back out Walden. Walden thought about the three. Driving in. Loses the ball. Burke has it 2-on-2 to Churchill. Churchill goes up. Airballs the layup, but he's fouled by Colin Belting. A blocking foul. Minute 28 remaining. And CC can cut it to 1 point.
Colin Belton again looking to draw the charging foul in the lane. That time called for the blocking foul. Broncos need to play smart here in this last minute and 28. The Knights have really cut back into this one in the midst of that 10-2 run.
That's exactly right. I was just going to mention that 10-2 run, and Churchill hits the first free throw, making an 11-2 run. And so, as usual, no matter what the talent level is on each team, it's always a close game. And the second free throw is missed by Churchill, rebounded by Jason Washington. Now Stacy in transition, a minute 20 remaining, 52-54, the score. Broncos leading. Colin Belting has the ball in the wing, kicks out to R.J. Layton, a minute 15 remaining, and the Broncos will hold it, setting up the offense, trying to run down as much clock as they can. Colin drives into the lane, goes up, and is fouled. He is fouled by either Hahn or Gorski, and Belting will have 2 free throws. Coach Dave Barrett is livid with the referees, and the foul was on Hahn, his second, team 7. So Belting will have 2 free throws.
And also from here on out, any foul, the Broncos will be shooting free throws in the 1-1.
Belting misses the first free throw off the back rim, but he will have another opportunity from the stripe. Belting is just 2 of 5 on the line tonight. And the second free throw is up and no good. And the rebound is controlled by Churchill, and then a foul called on R.J. Layton as Churchill went to the floor sliding. And so a foul on Layton, and Churchill will have 2 free throws, an opportunity to tie the game with a minute and 6 remaining. Broncos led by 11 points, just 4 minutes to go.
It's not surprising that it's such a close game. As we all saw in the JV game, it all came down within 3-4 points. That's exactly what it looks like it's going to happen in the varsity game as well.
That JV game was very entertaining. Hopefully the varsity game in the final minute 6 is as entertaining. And Churchill hits the first of a 1-1, so he has another free throw coming up. And this one could tie the game. The score is 52-41, but CC has fought back. And with this free throw, which is good, it's a 13-2 run. Now the crowd getting into it. It is quite loud at the Crowley Center, one of the best atmospheres we've seen all season. And Christopher just fouled out of the game. Cody Christopher, the senior, pressuring Layton with a minute 3 remaining, about at half court, fouls out of the game, and Layton will have a 1-1 opportunity. And we'll see who they put in for him. And he is going to put in Austin Munn, the 6'1 junior.
And neither team playing great disciplined defense on the stretch here. A lot of fouls called. Both teams are 8 right now, but especially for the Broncos, unnecessary fouls in the stretch that has brought this game back to a tie game with a minute and 3 left.
So Christopher takes a seat and will be unavailable for the final minute and 3. R.J. Layton misses another free throw. The Broncos are 0 of 3 from the line. And it's coming back to Haunton, Jade. And now under a minute, tied at 54 to Burke at the wing. Burke tries to get to Hahn and does. Hahn guarded closely. Now to Munn. Munn on the wing to Churchill. Churchill drives in, goes up, is fouled. And Churchill, very good free throw shooter, will go to the line. And CC can take the lead. They're on a 13-2 run.
Well, I understand wanting to pressure the team, but I don't understand why the Broncos have been fouling as aggressively as they have. You know, this is a CC team that did not make a 3 for probably a good 10-minute stretch. They were really struggling from the field, and they let them back into a free throw.
1-1 for Churchill. It's just a huge free throw. It is up and good, giving CC a 1-point lead, 55-54. They're on a 14-2 run, looking for their first win against the Broncos since February of 2006. Broncos have won 6 straight, and they're 23-6 in the all-time series. Churchill hits those free throws. We'll see if Coach Patterson gets a timeout. So far, he has not. Stacy crossed into the front court, and a foul called on number 22, Matt Burke. And so Stacy will go to the line for a 1-and-1. The Broncos will miss 3 consecutive free throws. Absolutely have to make these right here.
Both teams approaching this double bonus. Looks like he could come down to free throws the final 39 seconds of this game.
So Stacy, the first is good, and so he'll have another opportunity from the line, and Justin Allman will come in for R.J. Layton for an offensive defensive substitution.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Jay or Sam, but I'm pretty sure this is Ulmer's most varsity minutes of his career, right?
That's exactly right, and Ulmer's played a great game. And Stacy hits the second free throw, tying the game at 56, 39 seconds remaining. Churchill dribbling up. He's been such a component of this comeback for CC. 30 seconds remaining. We'll see if CC holds for one shot. And we'll also see who they decide to put it in the hands of. Burke has it right now. Burke drives in to a cutting Munn. Munn gets a wide open layup. Now Stacy for the Broncos brings it to the front court. 16 seconds. And a timeout by Coach Scott Radisher. 58-56. CC leading with 16 seconds remaining. It is a full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back. This is the Bronco basketball line. Colin Belting, ready to inbound. He gets into R.J. Layton. 15 seconds remaining. Layton is guarded by Munn. Almost loses the ball, but a kickball violation. And so the Broncos will inbound. 12 seconds remaining. 58-56 the score. And it looks like the Broncos are going to try to get down low to Jason Washington, the big man. And the inbound comes into R.J. Layton. 10 seconds remaining. Layton down low to Washington. A foul called. Goyeski fouls Jason Washington, and Washington will have 2 free throws. Fouls on Goyeski, so it'll be 2 free throws for the center. 8.6 seconds remaining. Fourth foul on Goyeski.
Yeah, loss of composure there for Goyeski. 8 seconds left. You cannot foul him. You got to make him take the shot.
Washington, one of the better free throw shooters on this team, didn't really mix it. But the first free throw's up and good. He injured some so far. Now, Justin Allman comes in to replace Courtney Walden for some offensive defensive substitutions here for the final 8.6. Jason Washington, an opportunity to tie the game at 58. 8.6 seconds remaining from the free throw line. Washington dribbles. His free throw is up and is good. Nothing but net. Coach Dave Barrett's going to call a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it. What do you think CC does, Dave, in this final 8 seconds?
Well, they're going to hold for
here. Here comes the inbound. Broncos with some full court press. Stacy, Belting, and Washington also in. Here comes Hahn dribbling up the court. Dribbles behind his back. He's at quadruple team. Loses the ball. Goyeski with it. Puts it in. Game winner. CC wins it. Wow. Mitchell Catholic rushing the court.